Well, everybody. Let's get back on track, everyone. Eh? Trains, right? Yeah, dad jokes are gonna be a thing on this channel now. But no, this time we're actually not getting back on track. Instead, we're jumping into the cold waters with our swimming wings and exploring the world of Tugs. Let's take a trip down memory lane first. My only exposure to the blue tank engine was through VHS tapes. Other than that, I vaguely remember around this time Thomas having a very obscure airing on Nick Jr., only to be revamped and broadcast by PBS following years. This was early 2000s, so my memory is very vague here. There was a couple of other TV shows on different channels I was fond of that a few may not even be aware of. If you want another obscure program and channel, it would definitely be this anthropomorphic Firehouse Tales about talking fire trucks and everything. And you want to talk about really obscure? Few people know about this. On Cartoon Network, there was originally an early morning preschool version of programming called Tickle You, and this is what Firehouse Tales would air on, and this was so fucking obscure that literally I only just googled this a minute ago because I had to confirm it, and when I heard the show's name and the program name, I swear to God I felt like don't you just love that feeling when nostalgia and memories randomly come flooding back to you? Off topic, let's get to the good stuff. I only discovered Tugs when I was in high school. Never heard of it until then. Needless to say, when I found some poor quality uploads of it on YouTube, I was hooked. And was disappointed that after watching all 13 episodes that there were only 13 to ever exist. I craved more after that.
Now I want more.
Even though I was pretty much being done with my teenage years when I discovered this show, what was the appeal of this that made me get hooked into it at that age, other than it being a more mature sister show to Thomas? Well, let's explore that a little bit. I think what's really eye-catching to me at first glance was the aesthetic look to it. Like, they tried as hard as they could to make it look real, make it look like a functioning real-world harbor. I know they call it Big City in the show, but it's just New York City. More specifically, Lower Manhattan in the 1920s. Just from the location and props alone, even regions like upriver, which could refer to the Hudson River, and that suspension bridge, like, come on. That's exactly what the Brooklyn Bridge looks like. Not a lot of recognizable buildings in the skyline, though. Then again, the show takes place in the 20s. I think the tallest building around this time was 40 Wall Street, which is not visible from the Tugs' perspective. Even though this show takes place in America, as to why all the Tugs have United Kingdom accents, well, it's not really that different from New York at all. There are people from all walks of life who live there. A lot of engineers that I've met at my job all come from parts of Ireland, Scotland, some from South Wales, and occasionally even Geordie. All different accents I hear. Characters like OJ, Big Mac, and Sunshine speak with their respective accents, such as OJ being South Wales, Big Mac being Scottish, and Sunshine a soft-spoken, lispy Geordie accent.
Yeah, seaplane. Hello, Sally.
Despite great visuals and appealing character designs and voices, what else is there really to take in from Tugs? Especially that I got hooked into it when I was in High school. Well, I think the technical and special effects of each respective show really fascinated me. Thomas was a bit more easier to execute using electric model railway sets, all custom built, mind you, especially the engines. But Tugs, they had to be really fabricated from the ground up. Like, I remember being surprised to learn that the Tugs themselves never actually floated. Instead, pardon me, instead they were perched atop a trolley with wheels that were hidden underneath the water, and they were steered around with fishing wire strings. Their smoke effects were fed through a hose system that connected to each tug that led outside the tank to a fog machine. The models did have functioning propellers just to churn the water behind them. In reality, they were pushed and pulled around by the crew off-screen. According to David Mitten, why they were perched atop a trolley, he wanted the Tugs to have some weight to them, to make it look like they were solid and realistic in a way, which wouldn't make them bob around in the water like a bunch of toys in a bathtub. The other thing that was more fascinating about each Tug character was they were more emotive than Thomas. Sure, they had moving eyes and interchangeable faces, but their wheelhouse cabins would swivel from side to side like heads, which made more expressions possible, especially Top Hat, which, by the way, if you didn't know this, when Top Hat raises his head, this isn't a crew-added detail. Railway Tugs actually did this so the cabins could see over the bars and the cars more clearly. This is a real trait of actual Railway Tugs, which I think is awesome, but it adds so much more to the character of Top Hat and his posh personality than ever. Let's talk about the faces, if we're talking about expressions. The faces are really unique to each model. A lot of them are actually based on famous actors from the past, even around the time this show took place. My personal favorite is Zarin, whose face was modeled after Western star and American gangster actor Lee Van Cleef. I mean, look at the resemblance between these two. That's just awesome. Other characters that are directly have their faces based off of famous actors are Tencent, whose youthful smile was based on that of actor Mickey Rooney. Top Hat's look is based on famed British actor George Sanders. Hercules is that of famed Hollywood actor Errol Flynn. And Zack, while he doesn't have a specific actor modeled after him according to Tugs Wiki, he closely resembles Edward G. Robinson, who was well known for playing roles of American or Italian gangster films throughout the 40s and 50s. I mean, you could kind of see where the traits came from in Zack's facial design. But probably the most unique out of all of the faces that are based on famous actor is Zug. Why? Zug is unique is because both his voice and appearance are based on famed horror thriller actor Peter Lorre, especially his voice. Seriously, listen to Peter Lorre's voice and then listen to Zug's.
Now, right now! I want to ask my questions now, and I want to have my answers now!
Trapped! Decide, what can I do?
Wait there and claim salvage.
But help could be ages getting here.
The rest of the characters are mostly original design by the crew, but it's cool to see real-life bases. But they fit each character's personality very well. This video, though, is just the beginning, though. As with most series, there's always an introduction, which is why this will consist of 9 videos together of everything great about Tugs. So join me in the next video where we discuss more mature themes of the show. For now, thank you all for watching this introduction video. I can't wait to start the series. I want to focus primarily more on reviewing certain things, not just fan adaptations, but this has been a really cool intro, and I can't wait to jump into these 9 episodes to talk about with you guys. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.